What's going on?
How you doing? How you doing?
Welcome to another episode of the Baseline Podcast, sponsored by Athletes for Israel. You know, the Baseline Podcast is a platform that we share players playing all over the world. We share their journeys, their stories, and that's what we're trying to do, and we're trying to share a bunch of stories. So today, we've got Antonio Daye Jr. Thank you for coming on, and we're really excited to hear your journey.
No, I definitely appreciate you guys having me. I'm excited to be here, for
Yes,
sure.
sir. So first, we're gonna do a little icebreaker.
Okay.
You know, so when you look back all the way to high school, what version of yourself do you see there, and what version of yourself do you see now here?
That's a good question. I'm old now, man. I'm old. That's high school was a while ago, but I would say the biggest difference from then and now is just more so I'm more comfortable and confident with my game now. At high school, I was just more so climbing up the ladder. I'm still climbing up the ladder, but I'm in a position now where the game, has slowed down for me a little bit. I'm kind of comfortable with being a pro now. In high school, we're young. I'm young, so I was just working hard, playing hard with no real plan. Now I'm more so work harder, not smarter.
Yes, sir.
So the first thing I kind of want to do is just introduce a little bit of your career to our listeners, just kind of go through it. Sometimes I miss one, so let me know if I miss one,
Oh, good, I got
But,
you.
all right, so you started out at FIU.
Correct,
Played
yep.
3 years there. You ended up averaging 17 a game by your third year. Absolutely killing it there. Transfer over to Fordham, keep killing it. Then Coastal Carolina, keep killing it. Then
Appreciate
killing
you.
it every step of the way so far.
Appreciate you.
Then you go over to Mexico, play First League, Slovakia. Is that Portugal?
Yep,
Yeah, Portugal, and then Sweden, and now you're in Israel.
Yep,
Did I
correct.
miss anything?
No, you did not.
Let's go. All right,
Yeah, you did good.
A lot of times I
You
miss
did
them.
good.
So what I want to do is kind of take it all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
Kind of when the ball was first put in your hands. Where's the
Okay.
love of the game come from?
I think from just the environment I was raised in was a very rough environment. It was not too many options other than basketball, and all the other options were negative things. So it just always was a thing I loved since I could remember. It kept me out of a lot of trouble. It kept me around positive people, and I always knew that I wanted to get out of my circumstances and change my family's life and as well as mine. So I would say probably 4 years old, maybe that's when I kind of found a love for it, and I always knew that I wanted to do it.
So we talked with another player on last episode who is also from North Carolina.
Yeah.
So now, being from North Carolina, it's a basketball state.
Absolutely.
What is so special about North Carolina, and how did that shape your basketball identity?
I just think the amount of resources that the state in general puts into us as kids at a young age. The grassroots basketball is taken very seriously there. A lot of money behind it, a lot of things behind the scenes that go into play. So I think that's a huge part. And also just being from North Carolina, again, it's not a state where there's a whole bunch of things to do. So basketball is the gateway, and it brings everybody together and build relationships. So that's what I would say makes us different than some other states.
At what age did you end up moving to Florida?
I was 15,
You were
15 years
15.
old. Yeah, 15 years old, moving to Florida. Yeah.
So kind of in that move, obviously it's a big life change, especially for someone who's 50. I moved around a lot as well, I understand that.
Absolutely.
And it's a big life change. And so talk us through kind of what went into that move, and kind of then also in terms of your basketball, what kind of happened when you went from North Carolina, which is like a haven for basketball, to Florida, which maybe is a little more football, maybe a little, what kind of went into that?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how much time we have because the
Hey,
story
do
is
your
kind
thing,
of
man. Do your
it's a
thing.
unique story,
Do your
truly.
thing, truly.
Okay, so from scratch, I was in North Carolina, Durham to be exact, and I was, like I said, I grew up in a really rough neighborhood. I was around a lot of violence and just things that weren't good for kids at that age. And I myself, partaking a little bit of trouble just as a young kid, and I had an opportunity one day randomly at a football game, high school football game. A guy that I never met in my life had came to the game and had introduced himself and told me he had heard about me. He heard I was a really good basketball player, and that he knew that I had like a little trouble at home as far as my behavior, and he wanted to help me. And at the time, I was 15. I'm like, whatever. Strangers telling me this, whatever. Okay, cool. A couple days later, long story short, he reaches out to my mom on Facebook. Again, I never met this man in my life. And he tells her like he's a coach in Florida, and he has a big opportunity where he can help me pretty much get scholarships for basketball and change my life, which he ended up doing. I ended up moving there sporadically. Like I ended up moving there.
Alone?
Alone, yeah, with a
Wow.
stranger. I mean, a little more going to it. We were able to visit for like a weekend. Me and my mom, he flew us out to visit for a weekend and to show me the school I would be going to and kind of tell the things that he would be able to help me with outside of basketball, like school, and just to make me again, my dream was to go Division I, which I ended up doing thanks to, someone like him who helped me. So yeah, the journey was crazy. So I took the leap myself at 15 years old and just got up and left, literally, like in I would say a 4-day notice, bro.
Wow.
Like I just literally didn't tell no friends.
Wow.
I just knew that I wanted better for myself. I just always betted on myself, and it was scary for sure. I wanted to come home, cried every day for like a month, but I never told my mom. I just seen the bigger picture, and it got me here playing in Israel and so forth. So I'm glad I made the decision.
So, you know, at such a young age, at 15 years old, to do that huge life change, what was that like for you mentally, just being alone and moving all the way down south?
It definitely was it was a lot of pros and a lot of cons. The pros, moving to Florida, Miami to be exact, was a huge shock for me. The lifestyle, the palm trees, something simple as palm trees, the getting to go to the beach after school, the people were different, and just growing up away from like people that you were raised with, you get a different type of love and experience. So that was great on that end. But the mental battles, just missing family, just being, again, I'm 15, bro, and then some of the situations I was in Florida weren't the most livable. But again, I always looked at the bigger picture, and that's kind of what kept me like grounded and wanted to keep going, because I knew that like when you're at the bottom, you only can go up. So that's what my thing was. Like I'm not going back to NC. I'm just gonna keep going, and we're gonna figure it out.
You keep saying you're looking at the bigger picture, but especially for someone at that age, like when I was 15, I was looking at shit. It's a bigger picture. You know, I wasn't looking at anything like that. So where did that perspective come from, and how are you able to kind of take a step back? And as you said, you were going through, very tough times. You were falling into very tough environments, and then also doing this incredibly difficult life change.
Yeah.
How do you keep the perspective of looking at the bigger picture?
I think, man, honestly, I know it may be a cliche answer, because I'm pretty sure a lot of athletes would feel this way, but it was just me. I always wanted to be different from when I was raised around. Like I seen what everyone was doing and how it was not getting anyone anywhere. So I wanted to like do something different, and just to see my mom like get up every day and struggle and go to work and never complain, and to raise me and my siblings. Like for me, it was like, I'm going through hard times, but like people are living in so much more like hard and messed up situations where like I'll be okay. Like I'm alive. Like I had a roof over my head. I had food every night. So for me, it was like everything else, I'll figure it out.
So then this coach, he ended up coaching you on the court as well. So going to Miami and playing basketball in high school, what was that like, carving out your basketball identity there?
It was real cool. It was a do-over. And then growing up in North Carolina, I was always pretty talented in sports, but I didn't really have any structure. My father passed away before I was born, and then all my other family isn't really into sports. So for me, I was always self-motivated, going to the gym on my own, walking to the gym on my own, doing whatever I needed to do to just because I love the game. So moving to Florida, the transition was so much easier because I had help. The coach himself was having me in the gym 4 in the morning every day before school. People around me were actually trying to help me on the court, off the court. So it just was easy to be motivated, because I got to tell everybody, when you get out of your comfort zone and get out of where you were raised at, it's so much more love around in the world for you, like outside of where you were actually raised at. And I realized that moving to Florida, for sure.
How much of yourself would you say, like I said, I've moved around to like 6 different places, and I know that I take a part of each place with me.
Yeah.
And when you look at yourself, how much would you say of yourself is really Durham? How would you say yourself is Florida? No,
absolutely. I mean, for sure, my toughness, my grit, my personality, I would give the credit to Durham, because that made me all the memories and the things, the tough love I had to endure growing up. It made me for sure who I am, and I appreciate it. But I think Florida just made me more wise and made me more mature because I was on my own. It was a wake-up call, man. Like even now when I'm out the country, this is like cakework to me, because I've been doing it since I was 15, away from family and sacrificing and understanding what it takes to get to where you want to get to. So it's easy. It was hard then, but it made the work easier later. Whereas some people now, maybe their first time overseas at 21, 22, whatever, they're struggling, and it's a more difficult transition for them. So for sure.
So walk us through, after high school, you had a recruiting process. So were you doing that in Florida? Were you doing it in North Carolina? And also, who was by your side? Was it this coach? Was it your mom? How was that?
Man, you take me back down memory lane. These are great questions. But most of my process was in Florida. I played for a really well-known travel AAU team in Florida. I played with a lot of NBA guys. It's called Team Breakdown.
Okay.
Some noticeable names like Anthony Simons. He was my teammate. Kai Jones. We had a couple NBA guys. So I had a good experience to get exposure playing with those guys and make a name for myself. And who helped me with that process? Truly, like I said, I didn't have much basketball structure and knowledge in my family outside of myself. So for me, truly, I was dealing with a lot of it on my own. I had, people that I met along the way, even the coach that would, chime in and whatever. But for the most part, it truly was me and just trusting my judgment and the advice I was getting from people along the way that I had grew relationships with. But pretty much it was me, bro, literally.
How was that for you, just having to do that whole process by yourself?
In the moment, again, I didn't know anything else because I had never even seen myself. I wanted to go D1, but when you're as a kid, sometimes it's hard to, to believe that you could do something. So when I actually got my first offer and I had 20 offers and 15 offers and whatever, like it was to a point where I was just so grateful and so like in disbelief that I didn't care or think, oh, what the next person might have been getting help with or what I was just happy and thankful that I was getting to live my dream and knowing where I came from and where I started from to where I had gotten to. So
where you're at now, kind of when you look back on your recruiting process, do you feel like it was handled the best that it could be with the situation that you were in, or do you kind of, now that you're looking at it kind of from hindsight, do you feel like, oh, maybe I could have done this, maybe I could have done that?
1,000%. I made some decisions that might not have been the best, but when I look back on it, I don't dwell on it because like when you're the blueprint for something, you're the first person to do something in your family ever. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes, and I'm carving it out for myself. I don't have too many people now. I do that. I'm getting older and connecting with people, but growing up, I didn't have too many people I could reach out to and get advice from that had done what I've done or anything remotely close. So it was a kind of a part of just the growing pains. You do something for the first time. Yeah, I messed up. I made wrong decisions for sure that I look back on, but I didn't know any better. But it all worked out,
So you end up choosing to go to FIU.
Relatively close to where you were.
Yep, absolutely.
So first of all, did that have to do anything with you going there? And also, like, what made you choose FIU?
So me being in Florida already for sure made it much more easy for me to want to stay there. And I had actually a family that I had met that to this day that I'm like, they're like considered my second family. They're Jewish. They're Jewish Americans. I met them in Miami at my time there, and they lived there, and they treated me like one of their own kids, like I'm the best family ever. Like, they are amazing people. I hope they see this. Shout out to Eric and all of his family. But yeah, so when I met them, I wanted to stay close to them because they were such a big support. They came to every game. This is not my family. These are white Jewish people that had nothing to do with me. Like, to this day, they come to every game. They flew out to overseas to see me play. Like, wow. They were making sure I was good, gave me a place to stay, food. So yeah, me getting close to them made it super easy for me to want to stay. On top of the coaching staff at the time at FIU, they were really good people, and I just wanted to go there because I felt I could play right away and make a good impact. So those are a couple of reasons for sure.
This is a little bit of like, before we get too much in before we go down the FIU path, I kind of have a bit of a deep question, which is, you've come from a lot of hardship, right? You've come from a lot of hardship, and then you've had multiple people, as you said, like this family, like Eric and his family, and then you had the coach come in and offer you almost what sounds like, and many people would say like, oh, it's like a movie, like, this incredible, how has that kind of duality been for you, and what has that experience been like to you to come from so much hardship and so much, tough circumstances to then having, like, honestly, the opposite spectrum of just pure kindness from people?
Yeah, it's a blessing. Like I said, I just look at it as I truly just believe that like this was my purpose. Because the things that happened in my life, like I said, you can't even make a movie script to like sometimes make like that perfect. So I just take it all in, and I'm thankful for it, and I try to, like, along the way, thank everyone that I encounter, and like along the way build good connections with people, because I know how important connections have been for me. So I try to give back and help other people and be the blueprint for my family, and just to be a role model so that people can see me and I can be the resource for someone in the future. So that's definitely my thought process. I'm grateful for it, truly.
So as you go to FIU, you end up starting all the games sophomore year, you play a bunch freshman year. What was that like for you, carving out this D1 role that you said you might have not even ended up going D1 if the path didn't
Not
end up
Mike. I'm
going
gonna tell you
that
the truth. Not Mike. If I didn't move to Florida, I would have never went D1. Like, I wouldn't even been able to. My grades, my attitude, my life, everything. So But no, to answer your question, it was definitely, again, I was just so grateful, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was grateful. Everything that I earned and that I worked for, like it was just like, I'm thankful. I don't care. Like I'm here. Like I'm here, and I know what I was living in and where I came from. Like I don't want to go back there. Like I don't care. I'm gonna work my ass off. Excuse me. I hope I can curse.
Yeah,
Work my ass off, and I'm just gonna make the best out of the situation. I never compared myself to the next person. I just work. I put my head down and work, and I think the coaches, even the coaches at FIU, will contest. Like I was a likable person. I came in every day, worked, and I listened and learned because I was a younger guy on that team, and yeah, it all worked out.
You said that you work your ass off. Where does all that work come from and that desire to work?
I think it definitely comes from just how I grew up. Nothing was never given to me. Like I said, you literally used to walk hours to the gym sometimes. I would walk to school sometimes if I like missed the bus in America. My mom was, did what she could, but she was a young parent. I have 4 other siblings on my mom's side. She was busy trying her best. Great mother, I love her to death, but much wasn't given to us. We all had to work for things and earn things. So I think that's for sure. My childhood is a huge part of why I don't ever feel entitled to anything. I'm always like, I'll come in and do whatever's needed and work my way to the top in any aspect, not even just basketball.
So as going to FIU again, right? As you said, freshman year playing, you started half the games. Sophomore year started the whole thing. You got early action right away.
Absolutely.
What did that show you about yourself, and what was that kind of experience coming into a D1 program and immediately getting playing time, immediately carving out a role?
Truly, I always felt I belonged, even before high school, and that was even one of my my attitudes and mindsets of going to college. I was thankful for sure, but my kind of strategy was like I wanted to go somewhere where I had a real opportunity to play right away. And we had a senior point guard at the time who was really good, all-conference point guard, averaged I think 19 at the time. So coming in, learning from him, and just being a listener and not coming in thinking I know it all and learning and just again working hard, always in the gym. Hours after practice, hours before practice, every day, consistently. It definitely, I felt like I belonged. So it was an easy transition, and the coaches did a great job of installing that trust in me and believing in me from day one. So it was easy, truly, and I enjoyed it.
And then, starting your sophomore year, becoming like the main guy, did that ever get to you on campus? How were you able to kind of stay focused on the bigger goal and the bigger picture?
I think just having that big mindset that I belong. I think cause when you don't get comfortable, or you don't like get too high or too low. Like I always, again, I'm human. I definitely have my moments like anyone else, but for the most part, I try to stay level-headed and grounded because for one, things can be taken away from you at any moment, and then also I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything to my standard. I'm grateful, and I definitely am honored where I'm at, but I got so many more milestones that I want to reach. So it's always just, okay, what's next for me? It's never getting comfortable and we got more stuff to do.
What are one of those milestones off the court that you want to achieve?
Right now, I'm stepping into a phase of, I feel like this is my 3rd year professionally. I feel like I've kind of laid the foundation of the early, stages of my professional career. So now I want to venture off into real estate and do off court, grow my brand, my personal brand, off the court, even doing a podcast like this, just getting my awareness out there. I do, content on the side. So those are things that I'm working on right now, building a team to kind of launch that off court interaction with my life. So yeah, that's definitely a couple of goals that I got for myself now.
It's incredible because also we look at a lot of pros and everything, and it's about finding that balance and figuring out, we talked to one player what happens when the ball stops bouncing,
right?
Or what happens, so having that kind of wherewithal and awareness to say I want to start focusing on that is really incredible.
Absolutely.
And then going to your junior year at FIU, 17 a game,
yep.
Start absolutely killing it. Kind of what clicked for you that you made this big jump?
I think because I just think I had to play so many different roles from year 1 to year 3. I had so many different roles, considering the different rosters we had. So to be able for me to adjust to those and do pretty well. My second year, my sophomore year, I led the conference in assists. My first year, I didn't really average that many points. I was more of a defensive guy. So to be able to play all those roles, and then my 3rd year, get the opportunity to, the coach put the ball in my hand, I was not going to mess that opportunity up. So I was ready for it. And again, it was just about the preparation before I got the ball put in my hand of just staying consistent. Even when I was averaging 8 points as a freshman, still going to the gym every day, still doing my rehab, still working harder than everybody else. Just knowing that day gonna come and really believing it.
Did it feel like pressure or did it feel like freedom? To finally have the ball really in your hands.
I think it felt like freedom for sure. It felt like freedom because it gave me a different confidence to be able to play through your mistakes and to essentially be that guy that your team trusts and they want you to lead them and they got trust in your game. So it gave me a ultra amount of confidence of just knowing that these guys believe in me. And at the time I was younger than most guys on that roster. So I felt honored and I was thankful for it. We didn't have the best season, but I learned so much being in that role for the first time of being that guy, quote unquote. So it was big for me.
So you talked about preparation. What does preparation mean to you?
Just kind of like consistency. That's the big thing because motivation dies. You could be motivated right now today. I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow, work out, and then you wait tomorrow, that motivation is gone. But that's where the consistency kicks in. So for me, just being consistent, being the same guy every day, no matter if I want to go to the gym, if I'm tired, hurting, if I got 30-point game, if I have a 5-point game, like just being the same person, doing my routines and trusting my work. So just being consistent, that's the biggest thing for me.
Right, and consistency is key, is exactly
Absolutely.
what you said. But
Absolutely.
you go to FIU for 3 years, and then you decide to transfer.
Yep.
What made that decision happen?
I had just thought at the time that I had done all I could do at FIU. I think I felt like I had outgrown it in a sense of I wanted to test my skills on a higher level because I had got my teams that I was on, we got FIU the most wins in program history. I had broken so many individual records. Me and the coaching staff had recruited me since I was 17, and I was 21 after that. So I was just time for change. And also me being in Miami, I wanted to get out my comfort zone because I had been there so long and I had the world in my hands. Like I knew everyone. I was so comfortable, and I've always been taught that like you have to get out your comfort zone to grow. So I just wanted to make a change and kind of challenge myself. Honestly, it was no like bad reasons or no like I loved it there truly. It was just me wanting to grow.
And so you get to Fordham and you are playing incredibly right away. You're pretty much putting up the same numbers.
Yep.
And then at some point you decide to step away.
Yeah.
And without getting into anything you don't want to.
Yeah.
What did that period kind of teach you about yourself, and yourself as a person and not just as a player?
Yeah, well, no, and I'll be transparent about it now. At the time, I really couldn't speak about it because it was just advised for me not to. But I'm grown now, and I'm out of college. It was just I had got into some off-court trouble, nothing crazy, or it was nothing like I even had the option to stay at the school. But it was more so I was advised to for the school and my brand purposes of me not whatever I was advised to move on and try something different. But it was a learning experience, and I'm glad it happened because I needed it. It woke me up and made me really appreciate basketball and my opportunities more. So that was that. And then what was the part of the question?
Oh, it was just like, what did it kind of, for you as a person, what was the development,
Yeah, no, it was a hard transition though because I enjoyed my teammates at Fordham a lot. We were winning. The coaching staff was amazing, and they challenged me more than any coaching staff that I ever I've been a part of up to that date. So it was a challenge for me, and it was difficult. So I enjoyed it. Like I was actually upset that I left because I knew that was probably some of the best discipline and culture that I had been around up to that point.
So you talked about getting out of your comfort zone and then going to a place where it was more difficult and it was challenging, but then whatever happens, and you have to step away. Does part of you kind of look back and say like, oh, what if I stayed at Florida? Stuff like that?
No, because I believe that everything happens for a reason, and like I said, like when you're the blueprint for anything, you're gonna make mistakes. Like you're gonna mess up. So I'm hard on myself, but I'm never unrealistic. I'm always like getting back. Like you know what, man. Like as long as you have another opportunity and you learn from it and you move on and grow, that's all that you can do. Because like saying that I should have stayed, I think I needed that growth and I needed everything to happen the way it happened for me to, to pick up on things and grow from it.
Did stepping away from the game for that period of time change the way that you viewed the game at all when you came back?
Absolutely. It definitely did because it just I was a junior, so I had 2 more years of college left at the time with the COVID year. So. And for that to happen and to almost have to speed up, like to be done with college and kind of go pro, it was like, oh, I don't growing up fast. Like, like this, I take this for granted that the college life that I had and being a kid essentially, to now you're about to be a pro and not even playing. So it definitely made me be more like appreciative and kind of like take a step back and realize where I wanted to be at in life and what I needed to do to get there.
Do you view Fordham as unfinished, painful, necessary, or all of those things?
Necessary. necessary. Nothing else necessary for sure. Yeah, I needed that. And Fordham was a great, even like I said, it was nothing. The situation was nothing even like crazy, like nothing with Fordham or nothing even with, like my character. It was nothing like that. So Fordham was great. Like I had no bad experience at Fordham that I can even think of. No.
And then especially for like a player's putting up 17 a game, a lot of fans only see stats.
Yeah.
A lot of players, people, they look, they say, a guy's averaging 17, the world's in his hands playing D1,
Right.
How hard is it when people only see stats and not what the player's carrying behind the scenes?
Me personally, I definitely, being an athlete, I take empathy and understanding that like I know what the mental battle is for us just because I go through it. But me personally, I don't really like think of it like that because I think everybody goes through things and like, we all, and playing basketball is a blessing. Yes, we go through things and I'm not saying that our job and lifestyle is easy because it's not by any means, but we get to do what we love and that's a blessing and like a lot of people don't. So I would rather go through the headaches of what we have to go through than to be at a job or something that I hate and I have to go to every day just to make money or something like that. So I don't think basketball is the worst of the worst. Like I just think like it's like anything else in life.
So then from there you put your name in the NBA draft process, right? Coming up before you end up at Coastal Carolina. So what was that process like? As you said, you almost had a meeting where I have to go pro now.
Yeah.
So what was that kind of like?
It was just more so I just wanted to test the waters and see where my name held weight at in the pro eye, even if it wasn't just NBA, because entering the draft you open up eyes from other leagues and other countries.
Trying out for the world.
Exactly. Yeah. So for me, it was just in the time of everything, I knew I came off a good season, but I also knew that I had a lot of stuff that I need to work on. So I was just really looking for feedback and because like opinions of those people at that level, it can't hurt you. It only can help you. So for me, it was just more so a learning curve of things that I already knew that I need to work on, but to hear it from other eyes and perspectives on that level meant a lot to me. And I went back to the drawing board and worked on those things and just kept building.
When you went back to the drawing board, what did you need to work on?
It was more, at the time, it was just, I really wasn't a big shooter, like three-point shooter at all. Like, that was my biggest flaw pretty much my whole life up until maybe this past season where I've been shooting it really, really well percentage-wise, even from Sweden to here. But that was my crutch, just shooting it and just being more like consistent with like turning the ball over and stuff like that. Those two things were the biggest feedbacks that I got. Everything else pretty much for me was like it passed the eye test to what they said. It was just those two things I needed to work on big time. So,
did the process kind of give you more confidence in everything that was going on, or did it give you clarity, or kind of when you're kind of like a fringe on the NBA kind of thing, it's a whole different experience than being Adrian Dabonsa going #1 for sure, or a guy who has no business being in, but you're on that fringe, you're dropping 17 a game.
Yeah.
Did it give you clarity, confidence? What kind of was the experience?
Yeah and no. Yes, because I mean it's against the NBA. That's every basketball player's dream anywhere in the world to try to get there. But I'm also I know that what the politics come behind the NBA and a lot. It's a 1% chance in the entire world. Like it's a very small gap. It's not impossible. So I was never unrealistic and like I was never getting my hopes up to not not to expect that to not happen. Yeah. Like I was just again never not taking the opportunity, just trying it out and hearing what they had to say and can grow from it. So that was my big. It wasn't like more so the NBA dream because I knew a lot of politics came behind that. Like as it does with any top tier business. So
and then after that process you end up going back to school to Coastal Carolina. So when you go back to Coastal Carolina, what was your mindset going into that?
Truly it was kind of more so a decision just to be closer to my mom and my siblings because Coastal Carolina is like maybe an hour from North Carolina. It's very close to where I was raised and my mom literally lived an hour away and it was my 5th year of college. I had put up great numbers for the last 2 years. I had accomplished a lot. So honestly, my 5th year was just more so to be near family and get my 2nd degree. And yeah, I cared about basketball for sure, but I wasn't the same person I was the other 4 years, like with the hunger and mindset, because I was kind of just over college. Honestly, I felt like I had done the max of what I wanted to do, and at the time. So
at 15 years old, you left home to go to Miami.
Yep.
And then you have this whole journey bouncing around different places.
Yep.
And then you end up going to Coastal Carolina where you're an hour from home and now you're closer to your mom.
Yep.
What do you think your mom saw different from that 15-year-old boy to then?
That's a great question. Sheesh.
Great question.
Oof. I don't know. I think maybe she just saw probably, not probably, just a much more wiser, mature, calm person. Because when you travel, and especially at that young, or for me at least, and just I feel like traveling, it makes your mind sharper. You get to meet new people, new perspectives. You get to, again, I was in a rough environment around just a lot of negative things and people. You get to remove yourself from that and see something as simple as palm trees. Like that makes you happy. Rather than seeing something negative on in a bad city. So even like all that just played a factor. So I think that she probably just seen a much more mature human, like a completely different person when I came back.
And for you coming back, what was that feeling like?
It felt good. It felt good to be back close to home. Like I said, I was kind of over the college stage because after 4 years, you're like, okay, this is enough. But it was good to be able to be in driving distance of my little brother. He's like my biggest fan. So to be able to get to go see him and not have to catch a flight, or for him to come to my games, those moments like I don't regret and would never change for the world.
Was, finishing strong at Coastal with everything, whether it's family, whether it's degree, whether it's basketball, was it more about closure, redemption, or momentum?
That's a good question, but truly it was neither. Because even I don't care to, like when I say I'm thankful for a lot of stuff, bro. Like I'm truly a thankful person, so I'm never caring about what the outside perspective may be of me, or what. The thing happened at Fordham. Oh, what is he gonna do next? A lot of eyes was on me at the time. People were wondering, was my career over? What I was gonna do? But for me, I'd never cared because I knew what I had going on, and I was just thankful for my race, to run my race. Like I wasn't comparing myself to other situations or caring what other people thought situations was, because I know, and the people that needed to know. So that's all that I cared about, truly.
And your career was definitely not over. Now you go into going overseas. You get on that plane, fly all the way over. It was Slovakia was the first one?
Well, so the first stop was Mexico, actually.
Mexico.
Yeah, so that was...
So you didn't go overseas
Yeah.
yet, but so going down even more south to Mexico and starting your pro career, what was that like being so far away?
Oh man, it was surreal. It was so different. But it definitely gave me a little warm up before I jumped over to Europe, because it was a similar time zone. Since it's on the same coast as America, the same in North America. So that it was pretty easy transition, more than coming straight to Europe. But it definitely, Mexico was tough, man, because it's a different life out there. It was a good experience for the most part, but it was so different. But it again, just like every other journey, it made me thankful and learn something from that process. So for sure.
So immediately, as you said, you go to Mexico, you only play a couple of games,
Yep.
but you drop 15 a game.
Yep.
And then from there you go to Slovakia, where you play, I think, the rest of the season, where you also drop 16 a game.
Yep.
So you're scoring everywhere you go. But what was the difference between the basketball kind of from the moment you went step foot pro compared to when he was, all the college stops that you made?
Yeah, man. But don't get me wrong. Basketball is basketball in any country, any place, any city. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. I didn't know what I was doing out there, bro. I was just kind of I was just hooping, bro, for loving the game, and I was just so happy to be there, bro. I can't stress it enough. I ain't scared to say it, bro. I'm real thankful, and I was just out there playing. I didn't even have no real guidance plans. And again, the more I got into my career, and I started believing in myself more, and okay, I'm here, I belong here, and I'm a pro now. I started to, make plans and be more structured. But my first 2 stops, my rookie year, bro, I kind of was just hooping, bro, hooping. I ain't have, I was just playing for the love of it, yeah, for sure.
And then, now you're making money as a player once you go overseas and become a pro, or not overseas yet, in Mexico. Being now that this is your work, what was that like for you?
To not have to go to class or to worry about a book. Praise God. That was the greatest flex for sure. But no, seriously, just dealing with your time wisely as a pro, because you have so much free time. In college, you have free time as well, but you have a lot of people still in your corner. But as a pro, you're out there by yourself. No one cares what you do. You can do whatever. So with all that free time and the money, and then the amount of attention you get being an athlete in these countries, you just have to be disciplined, man. And you can't forget why you're there. You can't lose your mind, and don't forget why you were there for. And it's always been to play basketball, not to do other things. So that was it for me, just to remember why I was there.
Right. And how do you stay disciplined with all that time, and what do you do with that time?
Well, in Mexico specifically, it wasn't very hard to, because there's nothing to do there in the city I was in, absolutely nothing. But In other places, I just think it was more so. Again, just being disciplined, man. Like discipline, you gotta be disciplined. You can't let outside noises or outside things distract you. You can't be gullible, or you gotta keep your eye on the prize and never get too comfortable, because it's so many people around the universe, the world, that wants to do this job right here and would love the opportunity, and you're one mistake or one injury away from it being someone else's opportunity. So I don't take it for granted, and I always remember that it's so many other people that want to do this job and be here. So that's kind of what keeps me going.
So what was harder? As you said, you kind of came in and immediately started scoring, but what was harder? Fighting for minutes in college and building your way up, or fighting for respect as a rookie in your first pro stops?
That's it. I would say college, because as a pro, when they're coming to recruit you, usually that's because like they're in need of that position. Like, so you kind of not that it's made for you, but because you still have to work and you have to show them why they were right. But usually if they recruiting you or giving you money to do something, like you're they guy that they need to do that. Like, so they're gonna give you more easier of an opportunity. Whereas in college, we wasn't getting paid, so it's like the best person. And I don't care who you are, what you did in high school, how many stars you rated, and whatever. It's like, what are you doing right now, every day that I'm seeing you? And also in college, it's not just basketball. They care about your classes and other things that don't have anything to do with basketball. So I would say definitely fighting in college is more harder, because it's more at stake.
And then continuing overseas, from Mexico, you go to Slovakia.
Yep.
And then in Slovakia, now we fly over.
Yep.
So getting off that plane, what was that feeling like after going very far?
Terrifying, man. Terrifying. It was like, I'm here, man. The air felt different. It smelled different. It was scary, but it was fun though. And I knew it was just time to get to work, honestly. And it was like, okay, you've been praying for this your whole life, you've been working for this your whole life, and it's finally here. So what you gonna do with it, kind of a thing. But it definitely was scary, for sure.
And being in places like Slovakia or Sweden, where it's like a little bit chillier, what does that kind of put on a basketball player when, cold feet, you got to warm up extra? So, and then like you played in Florida,
Yeah.
right? Super hot, and now you're playing in Israel.
Yep.
Warm environments. Do you see that the weather specifically affects the way you play?
Absolutely. And me, I hate the cold. Like I love the sun and the warm weather. So it was hard for me, for sure. And it messes your mental, man. Especially even like how dark it gets out in those places at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's midnight dark. So those things play mind games with you. And it makes it easy for you to make excuses and to, be like, but you just got to fight through it. And again, look at the bigger picture. I'm here in the hot, beautiful sun of Israel. So things like that, you got to always think in your head, like it gets greater later.
So let's take a break real quick and go to, we have a segment called Myth or Fact, brought to you by Athletes for Israel.
Okay.
And basically what we're going to do is we're going to provide you just either a question, and it's either a myth or a fact.
Myth or fact.
And so do you want to go first or me?
You can go.
I can go. All right, so for instance, transferring solves more than it creates. Myth or fact?
Myth.
Myth?
Myth.
But yeah.
Because I think a new opportunity is good. Like it can be really beneficial for you, and players get crucified a lot for transferring and things like that. But coaches leave jobs all the time for better opportunities, and no one blinks. So I think that players should understand what they're doing before they do it, for sure, and know what they're getting into it in the best way possible. But I think that I don't think it caused more problems than it do good. No, I don't think that.
So myth or fact? The toughest comeback is the ones fans never fully see.
For sure. True. Because it starts here. It starts when you by yourself in your home, when no one's watching, and things that you're going through in life that people may not see or care about, but they expect you to perform when they're in those games cheering and want you to score those points. They don't know what you endured an hour before the game just started, or what you endured, what you went through last night, or whatever. So it's definitely, I would say true, for sure.
Myth or fact? The mental side of a career is more important than people realize.
Fact, man. Being away from family, the the wear and tear on your body, the sleepless nights. I can go on, man.
Yeah.
The sacrifice, the flights, the traveling, everything, the pressure. Yeah. The mental is huge for your pro career. Huge.
So now going back to your pro career, you know, you went over to Portugal,
Yep.
right? Which I love Portugal. It's one of the favorite places I've ever been in my life.
Yes, nice.
You know, and so absolutely. So talk us through kind of the experience of now you kind of went back to almost, it's a little bit better weather. It's a lot better weather in Portugal.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a different lifestyle than like Slovakia.
Yes.
You know, which no disrespect to Slovakia, but it's a different lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so what was it like kind of that this being your first taste of that type of European basketball?
It was great, man. I really enjoyed Portugal, man. Like to my teammates, you know, the club I was on at the time, we weren't great as a team as far as the record and things like that, but like as a team off the court, man, those guys, like I loved them. Portugal was like you just stated, it's beautiful. I was maybe 20, 30 minutes away from Porto.
Wow.
So yeah, I was able to experience that a lot. So that was amazing. Very cheap, affordable living. They treat the players really nice out there. The fans, like I have most of my supporters are from Portugal, I believe. To this day, they
Shout out Portugal.
No, for sure. Shout out Portugal. So yeah, Portugal was an amazing experience, man. It was good. It was good. I would go back there one day if the opportunity was right. I would go back.
When were you kind of like, maybe it was in Mexico, maybe it was in Slovakia, maybe Portugal, where you were kind of like, now I am really an overseas basketball player. This is my job. And I'm gonna do it for as ever long as I can, and I'm gonna flourish in doing it.
I mean, I've always had that mindset. 'Cause I'm never gonna do anything with not the mindset of finishing or being at the top of the food chain. That's just the type of person I am. But where it truly, where like I would say I got comfortable, like okay, like I'm feeling like things are, where I want them to be at. And when I got here, honestly, like since I've been here in Israel, and we haven't had like again a great team season, but it had a lot to do. I wasn't here for the beginning of the season. We had a coaching change, a lot of reasons. But outside of that factor, like I've been having the greatest basketball. I've been playing the greatest basketball I've been playing, and off the court has been the best I've experienced in any country I've been in. So truly, here's where I felt like, okay, overseas basketball is what I want to do. Like for sure, this is a blessing. Like for sure.
You know, how do you? At this point, you're an established pro.
Yeah.
You know, how do you build connection and chemistry with a lot of your teammates when, as you've gone Slovakia, you've gone Sweden, you've gone Portugal, now Israel, where you might not, I mean, here a little bit less, here there's a lot more, Americans, a lot more people speaking English, but I can only imagine Slovakia, Sweden, things like that, where the language and culture might not be the same. How do you build the chemistry and how do you build the camaraderie within the team?
It's definitely challenging at times, because again, the English is not majority of the countries I played in, none of them actually first language. So it's always that barrier. But truly, that's the fun part in it. Like you got to find like different ways to to bond. And not saying that because all my teammates spoke English and every team I've been on fairly well, but they don't always know every word or they might not be as confident in certain things, which is normal because again, it's not their first language. But that's the fun part for me. I try to learn the places I'm at languages just to make them feel like I respect, where I'm at and stuff like that. So it's fun for me. I truly like it. I like the difference, all the difference and the diversity in the places that I go. It's fun, truly.
And when did you get to Israel?
I've been here for about 5 months now, 4 to 5 months. Yeah.
So you get to Israel.
December, yeah.
You get to Israel. What was that like for you once you arrived here?
Oh man, I hope y'all don't get mad at me, all the Israelis out there, because I love y'all. But before I got here, I didn't know much about Israel, like other than what social media and things portray and all those. So I didn't really know much. I thought it was more of a no man's land, honestly. But when I got here and hopped off the plane, because I had only a 2-day notice when I signed. Like I was in Sweden and then it was kind of Monday, Tuesday, and I was here. So I didn't really do much research. But when I landed here in Tel Aviv, I was like, where am I at? Like this is no way. Like this is no way. So it was amazing. It was beautiful. I was super happy that I went from that cold Sweden weather to hop off the plane to it was a nice breeze. So I was happy, man. I was happy. And then I got to like meet my team and to explore Israel a lot. I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. This is the place.
You start playing, and then what was it about Israel's basketball that you kind of started to enjoy?
I just like the camaraderie in the second division in particular, like how all my teammates are really close and like it's no egos or everybody's pretty balanced and as far as the league itself, one thing I like about this league is no team is like superior in the second division. Like Eilat had a great year for sure, and for sure by record they were the best team, but for the most part, every team could beat anyone on any given night. And I love that the most because you never go into games bored, think that you're going to beat a team by 50, and you never go into a game like, we're going to lose, which I don't think that never anyway.
Yeah.
But, you know, some people have the mindset, we're never going to beat this team. So Israel being well-balanced, I like that for sure.
Did you feel like kind of coming into the second league right away that you had an expectation to immediately produce, or could you kind of get involved within the team?
Truly, I didn't even know what to expect, like, coming out here. Like, I didn't know, because, you know, European basketball is so different, bro. Like, even down to like, how second division only got 2 Americans. So in Europe, we had 5. I came from a team with 5 Americans. Even, like, that dynamic was super different. So for coming here, I didn't have any expectation. I didn't even know what to expect. It was kind of learning on the fly. Like, I tell a funny story to my teammates all the time. Like, when I got here, I think, like, 3 in the morning when I first came to Israel. And I literally played with my team that same day. Like, I had, I think, 24 points and 15 assists.
Damn.
Like, how do you have 15 assists playing with guys you never met? So it was just me learning on the fly. Like, it was truly just learning on the fly, bro. As I got here, I didn't have no real strategy. I didn't know anything.
And then being here for those few months, like the 3 months from December towards March, April, what did you really start to love about Israel off the court?
Oh, it's so many things, man. The people first and foremost, I would say, just how welcoming people are here, and just they make you feel like you're at home, man. Like, they don't, you know, and they're just nice. Everywhere I go, I get great interaction with people. Even in Yavne, in the city I play in, all the way to Tel Aviv, anywhere I go. And just how historic this country is. I'm a Christian personally, so even how every religion is here. So I don't even have to say Christian. Every religion is here. So that was super cool to me. The food here is amazing. Oh my goodness. Everything, man. I love Israel, bro. I love it. Yeah, the list goes on, bro. I love Israel. It's a beautiful place.
What's one thing about Israel specifically that people back home wouldn't expect?
Well, from me and what I hear in the public eyes and stuff, the people, bro. The people are amazing here. Like, I before I came here, I never really heard bad or good things about Israeli people, me personally, like good or bad. But now that I've been here, you know, I hear things or whatever and see things now. But I don't have that perspective of those. So that thing, the people are like really amazing here, bro. Like they're dope people. You guys are dope.
And then, you know, there was a lot of tension happening.
Yeah.
Right, with this war that was gonna happen,
Yeah.
and that was always like in the news and everything. And I'm assuming you stayed during that tension, and then there was the war that actually broke out.
Yeah.
So you had a little bit of something to like not look forward to, but you had a little bit of what was gonna like go down, expectations, and then it happened.
Yep.
So being here during that war, how did that kind of affect you?
At first it was definitely scary because it's a whole war. I mean, it's something that you don't take lightly. But I also, like, it wasn't too bad, truly. And it also is a testament of how much I enjoy Israel, truly. Like, cause I had options to leave. Some Americans left, but I truly wanted to stay because it was a lot of reason to want to stay. That the war didn't scare me enough to want to leave. But it was scary, just the unknown. Because I'd never experienced it before, and just kind of having to trust other people's information that they give me because I never experienced it. That was the hardest part for me. But other than that, man, it wasn't too bad, truly.
You stayed in Israel during the war?
The whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole entire time, bro.
So you just got here, war breaks out 2 months later, you decided to stay.
Yep, truly.
So
truly.
I know you said that, you know, it's a testament how much you love Israel and I love being here. But what kept you here? Because no one would have blamed you, especially for just getting here first time, for saying, yeah, there's a war, I'm going somewhere else, you know? Like, what kept you here?
Yeah, man, for me, it was just like for one, I just feel like if it's your time, it's your time. Like, and like really honest, like you can't run from things, like whatever. Like I trust in that, you know, I'm protected and I live right, that I'm good. And also, like it was hard to leave my teammates, but I truly like them. Like I like them. Like it's not a, you know, I truly like them off the court as people. And we were having a decent win streak at the time before the war broke out. And before I got here, my team was doing really bad. So I was wanting to help them, you know, as much as I can get wins and for us to keep what we had going. I didn't want to go anywhere else. Like I enjoyed how the club treated me and how I've been treated in Israel. So I was like, I'm gonna return the favor by showing my loyalty by staying here through the tough times, because this is what I signed up for, knowing that this could be possible at any moment.
Right. And then, you know, it happens for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and you don't really know how much longer it's gonna go. So what made you still after 4 weeks say, oh, I'm going to stick around and see like how much longer it could take?
Yeah, I'd be lying to y'all if I said I ain't want to think about leaving. I did think about it a couple
think
times.
everyone thought about
yeah,
it,
but
yeah.
nah, it was definitely challenging at times. And a lot of my people in America a couple times and downplay it because they don't, and again, how the news make it seem like it's much worse than what you actually experiencing when you're here in certain areas. So that was a big part of just lying to them, telling them, oh, it's okay, nothing has been going on. But it wasn't that, I'm not gonna lie, bro, it wasn't that challenging. I might be psycho crazy, but it wasn't too much thought that I knew I wanted to stay. Like, after the first 2 weeks, I had my mind made up. Like, I'm here. I'm in it. Like, I'm Israeli now, bro. I'm here.
I think you might
I'm
be
here,
Israeli
bro.
at this
Yeah,
point.
like we in it together, bro. For real. That's kind of where I was at with it.
Is Israel a place where you kind of want to see where you can take your career at?
Absolutely. I've definitely made it be known that I want to stay here for the near foreseeable future. But also, you guys know pretty sure like how the business works. It's not solely up to me,
Right.
and the right opportunity has to present itself. But if I get anything close to the right opportunities here, I definitely will stay for sure.
And then do you have a kind of a goal for your time in Israel?
Infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
As long as I can, bro. Truly, bro. As long as I can. I don't see myself like playing in any other country unless like I have to. Like unless like again like the the business side isn't taken care of, whatever. But like I don't see myself wanting to play anywhere else, bro. Like,
Do you have a goal of like, while I'm here, I'm trying to get the first team, I'm trying to get to this team, I'm trying to win this?
I want to win regardless. I don't
Yeah.
first, second, third, fifth, 100. I want to win. But no, I don't have no first, second. Like both are cool with me because
Hope.
yeah, it's a hoop, and like I don't, me personally, I don't like I know I'm talented enough to play in both leagues. Like that's not a question for me. So it's not about like needing to prove that. Like I'll get there when the time comes. But right now, whatever team's showing me the most love and that I feel the most connected to, I'm there with them. Like even if that's Yavni again, I would be open to that too. So whatever option opens up, it could be the first division or second division. And the best situation, I'm definitely entertain it for sure.
What's something Israeli that might have stuck with you now?
Can I say it? Benzona. I hear that a lot, bro. I'm just saying, bro. Listen, I hear no truly, but no. That stuck with me. I would say the food here, bro. Like I don't think I'm gonna ever forget about the food here. I don't care if I ever come back, bro. Like I'm never gonna forget about the food here.
And then on the other side of things, what might have been like the biggest life adjustment off the court coming?
It's gonna sound crazy, bro, but realizing that I'm so loved, bro. I don't know, truly, bro. Like I have had a great experience here, bro. Like I get so much love here, like, and especially I get Yavni. That's where I'm at the most. Like Yavni, like everywhere I go, people are just so like welcoming, like they recognize you. They are super active with you and speaking to you and doing nice gestures. So that is the thing that I had to adjust to, because in America, bro, it's not like that. Like,
Right.
people are more standoff and attitude, whatever. But here it's like, welcome. Like, we love you, and the love is reciprocated back.
But in America, you did have one family who really loved you. In
Yes.
Miami, the Jewish family.
For sure.
So when they heard that you're coming out to Israel,
Yeah.
what did they say? Have you been in contact with them at all?
Oh, yeah, I literally talked to him. We had a game this morning before I came here. He told me I played bad. He don't mind telling me all the truth. It's like a father figure. But no, he was super excited with his Jewish background and stuff. And I had practiced. I'm not Jewish, but I practiced a couple of you guys' traditions before I had even came here. I knew about Shabbat and a couple other things through them. So he was happy, and he was even planning to come out here to a couple of games before everything with the war broke out. So that was a bummer. But if I come back next year, he already told me that he's 100% going to be out here. So he's happy.
Sick.
Him and his whole family.
So, as we're starting to wrap up a little bit, what is some advice you have for someone who might be coming from a background similar to yours, and, who might be coming from a place similar to where you've come from, and is looking at saying, I also want to go hoop. I want to go D1. I want to go pro, or I just want to succeed in life.
Yeah.
What are some advice you might have?
That the turtle always win the race, bro. Like the turtle always win the race, and that just mean like it's not a marathon. It's like, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon, bro. Like it's gonna be people that are ahead of you, people that you compare yourself to, or things don't go your way, or opportunity might not go through, but you gotta just keep going, bro, because persistency and consistency like takes you a long way, like in anything in life, not just sports, bro. Just being consistent and resilient, because a lot of people reach that roadblock and that wall and they stop. Excuse, or oh, I can't do it, or this happened to me, or whatever. It could be a billion excuses, but that's the easy thing. Like the people that don't and keep going are the people that usually things open up for them eventually. Because if you do anything long enough, you're gonna, break through.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. Just keep going, and just keep fighting.
Yes, sir. So at the end of every episode, we do a little shot clock segment.
Okay.
And we're gonna put on like a shot clock.
Okay.
And we're just gonna rapid fire questions and try and answer them as quick as you can.
Let's do it.
All right, you ready? We'll put 24 seconds on the clock.
Let me go. Lock in. Let's go.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Best overseas crowd so far.
Portugal.
Favorite Israeli food.
Schnitzel.
Assist or dunk?
Assist.
3-pointer or steal?
3-pointer now. Yeah, 3-pointer.
Best country you played in.
Here.
Israel?
Israel, yes.
Wow. And favorite artist before a game.
Lil Papa, easily.
So that's the Baseline podcast, sponsored by Athletes for Israel. Thank you so much for coming on, Antonio Daye.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.